Hello, I'm ABX and welcome back to this video. Today I have some good news to share with you all because there is another update out for Minecraft on the Xbox. That is the version of Minecraft that's just called Minecraft on the Xbox. It's called the 1.2.3 update, and it's pretty interesting because this is the first update in a while where you would have had it early if you were either on another platform or if you were enrolled in the beta program. That's right, if you had the beta program, then you could actually get this update about a week ago because now even the bug fixes are going to be part of the beta. So if you want to get updates that are really crucial before cert testing, that's a thing you can do. But on my channel, I'll be covering when the update officially goes out for the 90% of you that aren't, and that's why in today's video I'm going to be talking about the 1.2.3 update and letting you know exactly what's inside it, because the menu just kind of mostly talks about marketplace content. Although it's really exciting for some that there's new, there's 4 new worlds, there's 4 new, there's 4 new adventure maps, there's 4 new worlds, and then most importantly of all, there's 9 new skin packs, so everyone's favorite stuff going on there. But they actually have a new category for it too, so if you want to see all the spookiest stuff, you can check that out. However, again, it's mostly skin pack stuff, so if that's your thing, check it out right here. And again, I'll be letting you know if there's any exciting maps when I, check them all out individually. But there's a bunch of new maps you can download if you approve your marketplace store stuff. If you don't, then you can ignore those big flashing icons coming out of it. So yeah, that's it. Let's move on next though to the actual game itself, because there is 2 new features. The first one is the fact that they made it so you can now join someone's realm just with a code. If you give me a code, then I can type in that 11-character code and I can join your realm. And if I give you a code, then you can join my realm, but just by using the code. You don't need to invite someone, which means they don't need to be in your friends list to invite them, which is a really convenient thing. However, for this to work, as far as I can tell, there's no way to get the code on the console itself. You have to get the code on PC, and you can join someone else's code this way. So yeah, maybe that helps you. Again, you can't really see any way to make the code here. You just see all the options to remove it. So yeah, that said, basically you can invite people to your realms, but only on the PC, and then they can join on the console. So if you have a Windows 10 friend that wants to invite you, but he is not your friend on Xbox, you can help him that way. Again, it's a small thing, but it's nice that it's in there. Then, moving on to the game itself, we have one big feature, which is listed as a feature. And it said it on the menu, but just in case you missed it, there is now the ability to just pick up 1 item from a stack instead of a whole 64. This is one of the big issues, in my opinion, I really found of like this update. It's the fact that it just, when you grabbed any stack of items, there was two buttons that did the same thing. If we want to grab one cobblestone stairs, or we want to grab a full one, we press A and Y, and we'd end up with 64 regardless. And now pressing A will give you 1, and pressing Y will give you 64. Again, there are some reasons where you might want 64, and I feel like the PE devs just assume that's all the time. But most of the time I actually want 1 of a block when I pick it, because then I can build my beautiful cobblestone staircase thing. I don't know what I'll build here, but like, you build your amazing cobblestone staircase little tunnel thing here. As you can see, it looks wonderful. That's how that is. But then once you're done with it, you can press B and throw it away, and then grab something else. Whereas before, if you had a whole stack, which you always did, it was like, let's throw it away. And then you have to press B a whole bunch. Or if you want to get like half an item, it's like really tricky. Basically, there's a lot of tricky stuff that it was revolved around that, and now it's a lot easier. So just keep that in mind. They've made it easier to grab 1 for an item, and honestly, I'm so glad they did this. Like, a lot of people are like still just saying like they've ruined the game, but the fact that they're really adding all these old features to me makes me say I'm glad they're going through and they're listening to our feedback and they're making the game better in ways like this. And yeah, I'm really pleased they did this. I hope even more stuff comes in the future, and yeah, really happy to see it personally. The fact that like the way the movement is, hopefully more stuff like the movement changes, hopefully the sort of stuff changes, but for now, this is a really good first step. And then after that, if you read the changelog, it says a bunch of bug fixes, and most people zone out of bug fixes because there's so many of them. This update has about 40 plus bug fixes, and when you see 40 plus bug fixes, it's impossible to be excited about any individual change. However, some of these individual changes are way bigger than other ones. For instance, one which you might not be too fussed about is like decrease the hitbox size on crops. You might hear that and be like, that's so I'm so excited for crop decreasing in size, like I couldn't wait before. However, things that are way more exciting are stuff like fix the texture offset, is fix the texture offset of mushrooms underneath layer. But we also got some actual real changes in there, such as fixing crashes that occur from using certain commands. They're now way less likely to crash your game when you use commands. Again, I think that's important. We got stuff like the sniper duel achievement is now unlockable. That's right, achievements were just bugged and not possibly unlockable, whereas now the sniper duel is now unlockable, and so is Inception, the one for moving a piston with a piston that you move with a piston, I think it is. It's something crazy like that, and you can now get that. We've also got a fix for a bunch of exploits, a fix for a bunch of crashes, a fix for a bunch of performance issues, but then also, beyond that, we have a fix for the mushroom block. You used to be able to get a bunch of hidden mushroom blocks. They were called secret blocks. Apparently they were unintentional because all of those have now been patched out of the game. We've got it so that the Elytra, it used to be called the Elytra wings on the PE. It's now being referred to as just the Elytra, like it is elsewhere. So that's kind of nice if you ask me. It makes sense given that like That's what people call it anyway. No one calls it the Elytra Wings. And now it's called the Elytra in the game too. I'm glad it does that. Or the Elytra, if you will. That's a thing you can call it. Then beyond that, we've also got Iron Golems not giving you enough knockback being fixed. Servers will no longer briefly appear on the Friends tab. Basically, a whole bunch of bug fixes for stuff that you notice. The biggest one being the lighting glitcher flaws. Lighting glitches being fixed. More worlds will now be able to transfer. I checked, neither of my worlds do still, so I'm sad about that. But they're like listing more feedback about how to make those worlds transfer, so I'm glad about that. But then there's some really, really bizarre ones. Like, players with fire resistance now receive damage from lightning strikes. I wouldn't have even thought about lightning, but apparently they don't count as fire damage anymore. So if you have fire resistance, you're still vulnerable to lightning, which, again, that's going to happen sometime and annoy one person ever, and I think that's kind of funny. Then also, we've got door and fence gates can now be placed on dirt path blocks. Minecarts and boats can no longer be destroyed by ender pearls, like their arrows. We've got stuff like small changes, like you can now replace a dead bush with an item. Previously, if you had a dead bush, should we just find one somewhere? It would actually like be solid, and like if you place the gravel on top of it, it wouldn't work. But now you can actually place those on top of them, like their tall grass, which is really nice in my opinion, and just makes the game a bit easier, especially for creative builders where like you never want the dead bush over whatever block you're placing. They've renamed the light grey shulker box to have the proper name. Banners, this is like such a bizarre one that you just don't even think about. The banners didn't used to move if you turned off the day-night cycle, because that was counting as like freezing time, but as you can see, banners now move regardless of your game setting, so you can see they go back and forth and they count as an entity. It's so bizarre to me that they work that way. They're an animated entity, but they're not an entity if daylight cycle's turned off, but now they are. Again, it's just one of those bizarre, like, you don't even think about it, but it was apparently fixed, and it's cool that they're listening to feedback on bizarre stuff like this and trying to fix things as bizarre as this, in my opinion. We've also got stuff like fix for load speed, movement being fixed, choose skin no longer glows, eating and drinking animations are now visible when a player is seen from third-person view, while under the invisibility stats effect. Again, that's a really specific thing, but basically, if you're invisible, if you're eating, the particles from it are now going to be visible, which again, I find that fascinating personally. Uncraftable and obtainable items will no longer appear in the recipe book in survival mode, which again, whether that's a good thing or not, I guess kind of comes down to your own personal opinions. And basically, my point of this is there's a whole bunch of bug fixes in this update. Most of them are just small things for versions or small errors or stuff like that. But the fact they fixed so many in the past 2 weeks really just shows that they're always working, they're always developing, they're always doing these things, and I think that's positive. So yes, this is a bug fix update, and yes, for some people that's like kind of a bummer because like I want the new feature update. But 1.3 is still being worked on. We'll see that happen sometime soon. We'll start to see betas hopefully sometime soon. But for now, we have okay, wait, there's actually one more weird thing I wanted to mention, actually. The fact that you can now use fishing rods, as well as ladders and buttons and doors in a furnace. Again, it's like a really bizarre thing. Like, have you ever wanted to cook up a fishing rod? Probably not. But now you can. Look, it'll generally cook too, which is nuts. So yeah, anyway, that said, thank you very much for watching today's video. Like it if you did like it, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let us know you do enjoy this sort of video. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel. And if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to see these videos, like every time an update comes out or anything like that. Again, it will push it to the top of your subscription box, and it means that you can actually see videos like this, and indeed my live streams and everything else I do daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again a little bit later for the worst suggestions of 2017. A lot of people asked for another worst suggestions video, and I finally have one. It's going to be a good one, I think, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there.